Hey everyone, this is Martin. I have been doing videos here recently about the differences that there are between creating wealth and earning a living, and how it's important that if you want to create wealth, regardless of how much wealth, whether it's a little bit or a lot, you have to have a different way of thinking, and you have to do things a little differently than what you do if you're just trying to earn a living. And you know, on a previous video, I talked about the importance of understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. How assets put money in your pocket whether you're working or not. Liabilities take money out of your pocket whether you're working or not. And how most of us accumulate liabilities through our life, and end up having just loads of, we own things that rob money or take money out of our pocket. And we end up at the end of our lives with a whole bunch of things that just take money out of our pocket, and nothing that puts money in our pocket. And so that's the very first thing. That's the most basic thing that you have to have an understanding of, is the difference between assets and liabilities by that definition. And but the second most important thing, I think, is that you have to learn to understand and kind of break away from, or break free from, is the idea that when you're earning a living, that's the platform that you have to work from, and that platform is limited by your ability to exchange time for money. And whether you're being paid hourly or whether you're being paid salary, you're still not doing nothing more than exchanging time for money. And depending on your skill level, it can be more or less. And with us, I mean, I had a limited skill set that at the most during my life I was able to earn, probably, when you combine sort of the salary and the commissions and everything together that I had, the best that I was able to do was about $25 to $28 an hour. Sometimes I was in the neighborhood of $50,000 a year in salary, and that was the limit of my skill. Unless I wanted to go learn more skills, spend more time, go to college or something like that to improve that, I was pretty much capped out there. And I know people that they're capped out at basically a $12 an hour job is as good as they're probably ever going to have, exchanging their time for money. Now those same people could, if they decided that they wanted to do it, they could start a business on the side, even if they didn't want to do it full time. They could start a business on the side and create that business operating platform that would enable them to bring in really unlimited amount of income, regardless of what their skill set is. Now, they might have to learn, in order to do it better and to create better income, you might have to learn a little bit more of a skill set. But really, it's not limited by the number of hours that you can put into it. And that's the big difference between having the business and just working as an hourly or a salary employee, is that you're limited on the one hand by the number of hours that you have in a day, the number of hours that you can apply to your job, versus with the business platform, you really open that up to where there's really no limit to the amount of income that can come in. Now, to give you an example of what I'm talking about when I say that, so that you don't become frustrated, well, what does it mean? What is the differences between just working hard like I'm doing and working hard and having an unlimited palette to work off of in this business platform? To use us as an example, about 8 years ago or 9 years ago now, we started investing in real estate, residential income producing real estate, and that doesn't take any special skill set. I mean, all you have to do, if you can do 5th grade math, and you can talk to people that do financing for you, really you can do everything that we did. And we've been able to, over the course of about 8 years, accumulate almost $3 million worth of real estate, and that all produces income every month. And that income comes in regardless of how many hours each day or each week or each month that I have to devote to it, because it doesn't require really any of my time or attention. And And so whether I have 10 properties or whether I have 50 properties, as long as they make money and and we can afford, if we bought them right and we have the money within the expense account to be able to pay someone to manage them or a management company to manage them, there's no limit to the amount of income producing real estate that we can own. It's just a matter of going out and buying one more and plugging it into the system, buying one more and plugging it into the system. So that platform, it really enables us to have an unlimited amount of income coming in without taking any more of our time than really without even taking any of our time, really, other than to make a few decisions and going like I did today to go pick up a distribution check. I forgot it yesterday when I was at the office, so I had to drive back up there and get it today. So that, I guess it took me about an hour this month in order to run my business as far as the real estate is concerned. Another thing that the business platform does for you is it enables you to do really more than one thing at a time. When I was working for a job, I had to focus. When I went into my job, I had 8 hours a day that I had to focus on the one thing, which was doing my job. With a business, you can have multiple things happening at the same time, and you really don't have to be there for all of them if you understand that, that the way that you want to structure them is through that assets and liabilities thing, where assets provide money for you whether you work or not. You can have other people that take care of it, or you can set up things that automatically provide income to you whether you're there or not. One of the other things that we do, an example of that, is we do some internet marketing. And, we go in and do videos like this, and we do, blog posts. We have a couple of websites that once they're set up and once they have traffic coming to them, income comes in whether we are there actively working on that thing 8 hours a day or not. And as a matter of fact, a lot of times the income notifications that I get, show up in the middle of the night. I hear my phone will ping in the middle of the night, and that means that someone has been on one of our websites with the internet marketing, and they have purchased items that were there. And we just, when a transaction goes through, we'll be notified on our phone that transaction has happened. And like I say, a lot of times that's in the middle of the night while we're sleeping. And, I'll wake up in the morning and there will be, a couple of transactions that have happened in the middle of the night. And really the entire world is my customer base on the internet marketing. Because the internet has really no boundaries. And once it's set up and running, or at least my business part on the internet is up and running, I really don't have to do a whole lot. I can go in and manage it, go in and create new content that attracts more customers to it. But I do that at my leisure, really. In fact, I'm doing that right now, making this video. I'm creating a little bit more content that I can put up there that will bring a little bit more traffic to my site and really, in essence, create more customers. So I'm doing this just while I'm driving down the road. What else do I have to do? Listen to the radio, do nothing, just look at the scenery, which I'm doing anyway. So that's another example of how you have to have a business platform of some kind. Even if you still have to maintain your regular job and earning your wages for months or even years, you can be building up the business platform and the income that doesn't require you to exchange your labor for dollars. You can do that simultaneously, doing both at the same time, until the one gets to the point where it has enough income coming into it. The business part has enough income coming into it that you can really replace your hourly income and that whole idea of exchanging time for money. So you can eliminate that. And once you've done that, you've created a situation where wealth can start happening, because there's no limit to how much of it can continue to come in related to the amount of time that you spend doing it. Anyway, so that's my tip for the day, I guess, is that you have to, if you want to create wealth, you really have to begin by understanding that you've got to create it in a business setting or a business platform, aside from exchanging time for money. So hope that makes sense. Watch for more videos. I'm going to be putting more of these things up there every day, and we'll just keep them coming.